Hey, Platinum Fox here, you can call me Plat, and today we are back with another Ice and Fire showcase, and this one is pretty special. This is the very last major update for Minecraft version 1.12.2. This is the 1.9.0 update for Ice and Fire, and I repeat, it is the very last major addition for 1.12.2. Future versions of the mod will be for another version of Minecraft, a newer one. So that's pretty exciting. So yeah. So before we get on to the amazing stuff this mod has to offer and all the stuff hidden away in that Lichalicious castle behind me, consider subscribing if you like what you see, or hit that like button and stick around if you want more. So if you haven't been here before, what we do is we go in through some items, and then we get to mobs and structures later on, and a nice orderly fashion explaining everything, showing off some recipes. And if you have been here before, you know the drill. So let's get right into it. So starting off here, we have Hydra. So yes, the Hydra is in this update. So this update has two major things added to it: the Hydra, which is kind of a mini boss, and the Undead, or Dread as they are called. Look at that beautiful castle. Shout out to my friend Andrew down in the comments who helped me build that. So let's move on here. So the Hydra is a new mini boss added in this thing. It's a very cool thing. I'll show that later on in the video. So it has 3 drops. So a head, and here is, you can see its skull right there. A heart, which has some cool abilities. And some of those cool abilities for the heart are, depending on your health, how low your health is, the Hydra heart being in your, I believe it's your inventory, but I think it might just have to be in your hotbar. When it's in your hotbar, depending on your health, it will give you different levels of regeneration, which is pretty cool. And then the other drop it does is the Hydra Fang, the poisonous fang. As you can see there, the poison dripping off is pretty cool. So those are the drops from the Hydra. We'll talk about those more later when we get to the Hydra, and then the recipes inside that beautiful castle over there. So next we have the Dread Shard. And the Dread Shard is something that almost all the Dread mobs drop. And we'll talk about the Dread mobs later, but this is something that all of them drop. And it's very useful, and it can make some pretty cool stuff with it for the new blocks and stuff. So these next 2 items are going to be used together, and we're going to grab this key. This is a, oops, I jumped. That's a Grave Master's key. Now, the Grave Master's key is a rare drop from the Liches. So there's all these different types of Dread mobs or undead, but they are rare spawns in the cold biomes. So this is a rare drop from a Lich, and it has a nice use with the block here, the keyhole. The keyhole does something pretty cool. So, but we'll get on that later. We'll show you what it does just right before we get in that castle. You know, I think you know what it's gonna do. Moving on over here, we got some fancy schmancy weapons. So the first one over here, starting on the right side, is the Lich's Staff. Now, the Lich's Staff is a weapon that the Lich uses to summon the undead and all the dreaded monsters. And it is magic, and it can spew some little magic orbs out at things and kill them. This is a very rare drop as well from the Lich. And the next 2 items on our list are the Ice Queen's Blade and the Staff of the Ice Queen. Now, as far as I know, the Ice Queen has not made it in to this update. She's supposed to be the first boss of Ice and Fire, the Ice boss. As far as I know, there's no way to get these weapons in the game right now. I don't think the Queen is in the game, so I don't think you can get these weapons, unfortunately. They look fantastic, though. I absolutely love them. And they're pretty cool. They're in there, though. I'm not sure what the staff does, but the sword does do 29 damage. So that's pretty cool. But keep that number in mind. So we have 2 more weapons over here. We have the Thrall. This little cracked sword right here is the Thrall's sword. That is another type of undead or dread mod, whichever one you want to call it. The Thrall sword, it is a stone sword. It does the same. It has the same stats as a stone sword. It even kind of looks like a stone sword that's kind of chipped away. And this next sword is the Dread Knight's sword. Now the Dread Knight sword is dropped by the Dread Knight, and the Thrall sword is dropped by the Thrall. This sword does 17 damage, which is a lot, honestly. It's pretty good. You're gonna see why they do much damage. You're gonna need to be geared out when you face these Dread. Let me tell you, they are not to be feared. Now, before we go into the castle, these last two blocks are really cool. They're creative only right now. This is a spawner block for a certain Dread structure that spawns in the overworld, and this is spawners you can find in it. So that's pretty cool. And this other block is a portal block for the Dread Dimension, which is not in the game yet. I don't believe it's in the game. But the portal block is here for it, and it's pretty cool. If you kind of look real close at it, you can see like the army of the undead are waiting behind it, which I think is absolutely fantastic. I love the animation and the texture on that block a lot. All right, so now we can make our journey in to the Lichalicious Castle. Remember when I said we're gonna be needing that key? Well, here we go. So remember what we're about to use this key for. So with the key, you have a keyhole and a bunch of dreadwood. It kind of looks like a door. Well, when you insert the key into the hole, the door opens. Remember that feature for later. We're definitely gonna need that. So welcome to all the blocks that this mod has to offer. I'm sorry, this update specifically has to offer. Some of them are really nice. All right. So first up here, using 1 dread shard and 8 stone, we can make ourselves some dread stone. And here's a little option kind of blended into the floor here for you, so you can kind of see what it looks like outside of the frame. So that's a really cool block, and you're gonna need that to make the rest of the blocks that this castle is made of. So this next block over here is the dreadstone bricks. You can see it all around you in the castle and stuff. It's just used by taking 4 dreadstone in the corner, and you get them bricks. Next the block is dreadstone stairs. So there is a stair variant of the brick. There's a stair variant of the brick only, and it's just crafted the same way you would Minecraft stair recipe. I'm sure most people know. You just need 6 of them bricks, and you make some stairs. There is also a slab variant right over here, and that'll cover it for the bricks right now. There's a stair, slab, and a regular version of the bricks, and I gotta say, I love these bricks. They're really cool. But yeah, so if we move on over here, this is a dreadstone tile. It's kind of like a smooth variant that's really nice. So you just take 8 of those bricks in a fashion, leave the middle blank, and you will get 8 of these tiles, I believe. And here is that option for you in the middle, so you can see the texture a little bit better. Turning over here, we have the dreadstone chiseled skull. Now this block is pretty cool. So it has a really nice skull texture. You can see right down here, and it's made just by using 8 of the dreadstone brick and a skeleton skull in the middle. And this block is rotatable, so when we move over here in the middle, you can place it in different directions, which is pretty fantastic if you ask me. So moving on over here, there is a mossy stone variant for the dreadstone bricks. It's just take 1 block and some vines, stick that sucker in a crafting table, and you got yourself some mossy bricks, my friends. And there's the texture for you right there, so you can see it. It's really nice. And then lastly over here, just taking 2 slabs, you can make yourself a chiseled dreadstone block. So here's that texture again for you, so you can see it a little bit better. So we're gonna move on over to the rest of the stuff that has crafting recipes. All right. In this hallway, we have cracked dreadstone bricks, and the cracked bricks are just by taking some regular bricks and putting them through a furnace, and then you get this nice cracked variant down here that looks fantastic. And then next we have the dreadstone planks. Now the planks are just used by dreadstone log, and you'll get 4 planks like a regular vanilla recipe, and here are the planks to the side for you, and here's a log. I'm not sure where these spawn, honestly. I think they're supposed to spawn in the new Dread Dimension. I have looked in cold biomes and I haven't seen any. I could just be dumb and blind, which is probably the case. But that is the Dreadstone bricks. And then over here, we have the new Dreadstone torch. And that's just simply crafted with a stick and one of the Dreadstone shards. And it has a light level of 5. And there is a burnt out torch. And I'm not sure how you get this. I can only assume that this is what happens to torches when you use them in the Dread dimension, but I don't think that exists as of right now. So I'm not sure how you would get this in survival at this exact moment, but there is an unlit torch that provides 0 light if you did not know what unlit was for some reason. And it's pretty cool though. So the last thing we have is Hydra-related item. So this is a Hydra arrow. And the Hydra arrow is crafted with 1 Hydra fang, a stick, and a lily pad. Now the Hydra arrow is pretty cool. Not only does it deal poison damage like the Hydra, it also leeches the damage it does from anything you hit and gives that health back to you. It has a leeching effect, which is really, really cool. So we're gonna head up top now and check out some of the new mobs that this has to offer. All right, and here we are showing off the Dread mobs. Now these are pretty cool, and so we're gonna explain what these things do / are and show them off. So we're gonna start with the big boy behind me that you see. This is the Dread Scuttler. Now the Scuttler is spawned by the Lich when he summons in mobs, or when the Lich kills anything in the overworld kind of bug related, like a Myrmex or maybe a Deathworm or something, or a spider. Now these do vary in size. This is one of the bigger ones, but they do vary in size. The Scuttler's pretty terrifying, I'm not gonna lie. Like, I mean, look at that abdomen. I think that's called an abdomen. I don't know my bug anatomy, excuse me. It moves and the fangs are absolutely terrifying. Holy cow. Yeah, so this thing is pretty cool. So over here we have the Lich himself, the Dread Lich. Come on, look at me, buddy. And this is what the Liches look like. So that's their magic staff they hold. Again, that's a rare drop. And anything they Lich kills will spawn is equivalent of one of these mobs I'm about to show you. And these all drop the shards, and then they all drop either like bones or rotten flesh or something like that. Sometimes chainmail, and then their weapons. So this is a Dread Knight, heavily armored, does a lot of damage with that 17 damage sword, and they do ride the horses. The only reason the Dread Knight is not on the horse right now is because the barrier blocks are separating them. But if I were to break them, he would teleport immediately right onto the horse and ride off to the sunset and be happy forever, because that's what the undead do, I think. So the next here we do have the Dread Horse. They don't do much. They are the little horsey pets of the Dread Knights. But they are pretty scary looking. Like, that armor is amazing. I love the glue below and in every one of these mobs' eyes, to be honest. But they all look so good. So this is terrifying thing where you can see its ribs and the blood and everything is the Dread Beast. So these are summoned and by the Lich when he kills a animal of some kind, and they are terrifying. I mean, that thing is scary, and I love it. It looks awesome. You can see his like spine. I actually just realized that you could see its spine. Let me get a good angle. Oh, he turned. You saw it, I think. Oh, I just love the way these look. All these are pretty terrifying, by the way. Now this is a Dread Ghoul, and they have those long claws that they will lash out at you with, and they are very fast and very strong. And they have that giant mouth. They're very creepy looking. I love them. These things, they move really cool. I might try to, I don't know. Their movement is cool. I'll let their movement surprise you when you come across one. This is a Thrall. You can see it with that chipped sword it's carrying. And these will drop chainmail armor, and they do spawn differently with armor or not. It is random, I believe, but they are pretty cool looking too. That's about it for the Dread mobs. So let's go check out a structure, and then we'll move on to the Hydra. That's pretty cool. So catch you in just a second. And we are here at a Dread Mausoleum. Now these spawn in cold biomes, and these things look pretty cool. So let me fly up here and get you a scale of what these things are. So they are Dread Mausoleums, and they look pretty terrifying, to be honest. And I just love them. So remember that key we talked about. You will need a key that the Lich drops. Remember I said that they are rare drops from the Lich. You will need a key to get in this. There is no other way. I will give myself some tools right now. You can try to break in here all you want. But I will give myself some tool right here and go into survival mode. And you cannot get in here. I am mining this block and it will not let you mine it. You have to have the key to get in here. So, but once you're in here, it is pretty cool. And you cannot mine through the door either. So, you need the key. I want to stress that enough. You need the key to get in here. Now, once you're in here, it is a labyrinth. So we just broke the door to the mausoleum. Hello, Mr. Bunny. We broke the door to the mausoleum. Now, once entering the mausoleum, it is a labyrinth. Tight turns everywhere, spawners everywhere. I know there's a pig in there. Trust me, that's a bug. That's supposed to be undead. The undead are supposed to spawn in here, and there are loot chests everywhere. I'm not going to try to walk my way through here. We will go into spectator mode in just a second so you can just see how crazy these can be. But some of the loot you can expect to find are ice-related items, manuscripts for the bestiary, and frost troll-related items, as well as dread shards, sapphires, silver, diamonds, books, and chain links. There are silver in some of the chests in here. There's another spawner right there with a pig in it. It is a bug. But if we go into spectator mode, I'm going to fly through these walls here because I think it'll be the best way to show you what all is in this thing, because I believe it is 2 stories. Yeah, here's a second story. So it is a labyrinth of tight turns and a maze of stuff. So you have to find your way through here. And remember, you can't mine these blocks. These are unmineable. You have to fight your way through here. And there are spawners everywhere. Some of them are dread, I promise you that. And eventually, once you work your way through all the labyrinth mess that this is, and get lost in here, you will eventually find a room like this. Now, I assume this is a portal room. This looks like a portal to me. Or maybe it's supposed to be a like a covering from a gravesite in a mausoleum. I'm not quite sure. But when you get to this main room, there is a ice dragon forge, or a partial ice dragon forge, that you could claim as your own. This is mineable, by the way, despite the rest of the blocks in this place not being mineable. Oh, ice dragon hearts. I actually didn't see that in any chests earlier. As well as dragon's breath. So the loot in these things are pretty valuable. You'll be well rewarded. But as I said earlier, you're going to probably need to be wearing full dragon steel to take on one of these. Remember that Ice Queen sword? The Ice Queen sword does 29 damage. It crit hit one-shots these things, but if you normal hit any of the dread, they don't die in one hit usually. It usually takes 2 or 3. So they are very well protected in their armor, and they are very strong themselves. So just keep that in mind if you choose to tackle one of these. But yeah, so I'm assuming this is where the room where the portal is going to go once those are added. But it's nice that these are here, at least as a nice compensation reward. I don't know if these will be here or not when portals are added, but either way, it's pretty cool. So there's one more structure that spawns with the Hydra in this mod, and we'll go and take a look at that right now.
Trust me. Hail Hydra.
And here we are at the dreaded Hydra's nest. Hello, Mr. Cow. Thank you for making an appearance. And here's what a Hydra's nest looks like. Now I'm gonna fly around so you can get this from all angles and see it. It's just like a nice little hill that the Hydra burrows it into, with openings on all sides. Now there are skeleton skulls in here because this is a fearsome creature, and there's some gold and manuscripts in here, as you can see. So the loot's okay. That's just what I got. There could be better loot. I'm sure I've had trouble finding these. Now there is a Hydra over here somewhere. Yeah, there it is, off in the distance. They do come in 2 colors, red and green. But I'm not gonna chase that one down. I'm going to spawn 1 or 2 in for you guys to see how fearsome these are. Now they are a pretty decent size. Here's a green one, and they all have 3 heads to begin with, I do believe. And if I spawn another one in, hopefully it'll be red. Oh, wow. It's red. That's lucky. So they do come in 2 different colors, and they will kind of slither on out of their nests, killing things. I'm sure this green one wants that tasty cow. But they are pretty dangerous. Now, the heads on these things do go up to 9. Yes. 9 Hydra heads. Oh, you could see them using their breath attacks right there to kill each other, because apparently they don't like each other. But they are very powerful. I'm gonna turn on my Wayla thing real quick, see if we can get some health on them. So they have 200 health, and they're regenning. I don't know if you could see it between everything, but they are regenning their health. See, he's at 199, 200, because now they're regenning their health because the only way to truly kill a Hydra is to they're fighting each other. Oh, their heads are growing. That's perfect. So you can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. He has 6 heads, and another head just grew if you caught it on the right side there. Oh, there's another head that's spewing blood. That's amazing. I didn't even catch the particles before, but they do go up to 9 heads, and they never truly die unless they are on fire. The Hydras have to be on fire to die, so their heads do not regrow. You can check out the Best Diary if you don't believe me, but it does say that. I do believe. This does have all 9 heads, so this is a full-headed Hydra right here. Pretty terrifying, and each head does spit out its own arc of poison. So you just saw it was like a wall of poison right there. Really terrifying mob, honestly. And good luck fighting this mini boss. Just remember, you need fire to kill it. So that's about it for the Hydra. And just a quick another thing I wanted to add is that now in plains biomes, and I think possibly savanna biomes, the Cyclops now spawns in as a wandering Cyclops. So Cyclops are on the loose. I repeat, Cyclops are out of their caves. They still spawn in their caves, and their caves still spawn, but you can come across a wild Cyclops every now and then. So that is something nice and cool that this mod adds. I just wanted to throw that in here really quick before we wrap things up. So that just about wraps it up for this showcase. I hope you liked it. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, consider liking and subscribing, and hit that subscribe button. If you like the mod, go and thank Alex and Raptor in the Ice and Fire Discord server and tell them how much you liked it. Link for that will be in the description. Speaking of Discord servers, I now have my own community Discord server. Link for that will be in the description, so consider joining that if you want to. It's pretty cool over there. Yeah, so that's about it for today. Stick around for future showcase videos and more stuff. Exciting news. I just want to quickly throw in here at the end. Dylan, my friend Dylan, the Nuggle. A couple links to his stuff will be in the description as well. He will be editing this. This will be the first video that I do not edit.
There's 3, actually.
No.
And on that happy note, I will see you all later. Bye.